Holy crow, Jeez-o, criminy cripes of a goodness godness graciousness. Oh my god, we've got meteorology. Let's do it. First thing we're looking at are the jet streams of the eastern world. Huge bends in the central Pacific. And a tripled up jet stream over eastern Asia. How about the surface winds? There are the surface winds. And we see this low pressure system now has moved quite a bit since yesterday up toward Kamchatka. Powerful low pressure there. Still showing at least 62 mile per hour winds, probably more like about 70 mile per hour, nearly hurricane force winds there on that large low pressure. Let's take a look at the surface winds of the western world. There you have it. And here are the jet streams of this side over here. A huge divergence of the jet stream there over the North Atlantic. And a huge bend in the jet stream just southwest of the Azores, which remain on my bucket list. It's a pirate spot. Did you know the Azores? Yeah, I'm dying to go there. All right, so next our weather.gov map, and we've got some freeze warnings here in places like Ohio, West Virginia, and Indiana. What are those things in Arkansas there? Tornado warning. A current tornado occurring in Arkansas, so some huge weather issues happening, as well as some flood warnings. If your county is lit up, click your county, especially if it's that county there in west central Arkansas. We'll take a look at some imagery of that in a minute. First, your precipitation type, and check it out. Snow's falling once again in Idaho and parts of California. Some heavy, wet snows there happening well into April. Are we experiencing a year without a summer? Let us know in the comments what you think. Is the Thames currently frozen? That's what I want to know. We do see some indications that the Gulf Stream is shutting down. The AMOC. The Atlantic Meridional Overturning Circulation. Anyway, here's your lightning mapper and crazy lightning storms here. I don't know why it looks so low res. Something funky's going on with that. Some very convective lightning here in between Cuba and the Bahamas. Anyway, let's go to a real-time lightning map since we have tornado warnings happening at the moment. And a very, very active cell indeed there southwest of Little Rock there, south of Hot Springs. Hey, Hot Springs. There's thunder rolling in, and it's a lot of it. Dag! So that's sort of the teeth of the storm there. This thing looks like it's moving north-northeast. And the lightningmaps.org gives you a great indication of the weather station. Speaking of the weather station, let me take a look at the life of the stream here, and everything looks kosher. Anyway, there's your real-time lightning map. A bit of terrestrial lightning happening in the U.S. in a couple different spots. But that is the harshest location, since there is a tornado warning in effect. Next, the water vapor over the Pacific Ocean. Since our weather largely comes from the Pacific Ocean, since the jet stream blows west to east most of the time, there's what's going on in terms of water vapor. Here's a forecast for precipitation and pressure. It's a GFS model for the 72 hours following this video, which was originally streamed live to Twitch. And wherever you're watching us, make sure you view the YouTube content. Most of our content is on YouTube. Next, a snow forecast for the next 72 hours, and we're seeing massive snow forecast once again for Montana, North Dakota, Idaho, Oregon, Washington, California, Utah, Colorado, Wyoming, South Dakota, Minnesota, Wisconsin, Iowa, Michigan, and most of Pennsylvania. Again, that's a 72-hour GFS positive snow depth change forecast, and yowzers, that's not nonsense. That's only 3 days away. 3-day forecasts tend to be quite accurate, which is why we show them on the channel. Understand the atmospheric physics to really get into it. Anyway, there is your weather.gov map. It's radar.weather.gov. There's the all 50 state view, some precipitation both in Hawaii and in Alaska. Shout out to our viewers not in the 48 as well as in the lower 48. Thanks for tuning in. And let's move on here to the shortwave radiation map showing clouds and fog when it's too dark to use the visible satellite. Check out the stagnant low clouds. Stagnant low clouds here over large portions of the Atlantic, it looks like. And we should have a water vapor map. Let's get that going. It must have required refreshing. Anyway, there's your water vapor map. You can see a pretty weak impulse here. Looks like some rapid cloud nucleation happening there, some evaporation happening around Arkansas. That is quite a violent system indeed. Huge pressure gradients forming right in that area. And that's the result. That's what's causing those tornado warnings. Here's your recap, the U.S. Doppler radar map, radar.weather.gov. Shortwave radiation map showing clouds and fog. And the water vapor map. Let's do one more feature here. We're going to zoom in on that area, as that is a weather pornography moment there. So huge amounts of evaporation happening there, and a massive pressure gradient as you see this dry mass of air, which is effectively a high pressure, and this is effectively a low pressure, which causes the atmosphere to want to reach thermal equilibrium. Thanks for tuning in. May that tornadic wind be at your back. Opinions expressed in this video, not necessarily the opinions of Smash News Network, least busted name in news.